Hello, my friends. I'm Bee, and this is Bee's Intuition. And today we're going to be reading all about the hot goss on you. Goss meaning gossip. That's how. I was gonna go on a whole thing about that's what the young kids are calling it, but probably it's an outdated term at this point. Probably too millennial. Anyways. What's the hot gossip on you? The collective, okay? We're just gonna dive right into it, okay? And see what comes out, okay? I think a lot of it's gonna be, well, the cards, what comes through the cards, and then I think a lot of it's gonna come through intuition. So we'll see what comes out. Okay. Please and thank you, Spirit. What is the hot goss on the collective out there? Please and thank you. What's the hot gas? Please and thank you, Spirit. What's the hot gas when it comes to our collective? I totally forgot to check my makeup before filming, so hopefully it looks decent on camera. I'm not too crazy. Not too crazy. Ooh, this is interesting. Ooh. One more, please and thank you, Spirit. Just one more card. What is the hot goss on the collective? Please and thank you. Please and thank you, Spirit. Oh. What do we got? I think that's 2. That's fine. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. That's okay. Ooh, this one's interesting. I really like this. Okay. We first off have the Page of Wands. Page of Wands. I see that as you actually, the gossip with that is so wholesome. Like, you're literally youthful and positive energy. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. We got the 6 of Pentacles. You're somebody that's seen as very giving. This is such a good gossip so far. The Devil. Which honestly, this is just screaming to me temptation. People probably gossip that you're tempting or something. The Star card, something about you is so special and divine. And it stands out. Queen of Swords, you're somebody. So as much as you have that sweet, youthful, kind energy, people know you as somebody that is not afraid to speak the truth, clear communicator, straightforward, good with boundary setting. So pretty much somebody that protects themselves and others. That's the kind of energy I get with that. Bottom of the deck is the Knight of Swords. You may be somebody who communicates in a very enthusiastic manner. I'm not sure if that's coming across quite right. We'll see what comes out to better clarify and everything. Okay, let's start out with that Page of Wands. Please and thank you, Spirit. Can you clarify that Page of Wands? What is the hot goss on the street about our collective? Please and thank you, Spirit. What do we got? What do we got for that Page of Wands? Please and thank you, Spirit. What are people saying about the collective? Ooh, something flipped over. What is that? Ooh, I love these types of readings because there's just so many interesting ways to interpret them, Okay. Ooh, this is getting juicy. Oh. Okay. Oh my gosh, I love this. Okay. Oh my gosh, okay. So clarifying the Page of Wands. First out, 3 of Swords. I actually really like that to start out because it's I'd really like that to start out because it's people. Okay, so first off, let me start out with the card that this is clarifying. The Page of Wands. that youthful part, I think, is very much part of the gossip on the street. You look like somebody that is younger than your age. I don't know how old you are, but I feel like you're somebody that people just assume is younger than you are. I feel like that's very much a standout thing. Like, I feel like people, like, literally might be surprised when they learn your age. I don't know why, but that's, like, very, very strong with that. But at the same time that you have this, like, youthful, pretty positive energy, like, enthusiastic, optimistic even. Like, people see that part of you, but I don't know how people would know this, because this is gossip. So, well, yeah, I mean, this might be from people coming out of the mouths of people that know your past, because the Three of Swords to me indicates that even though you have like this youthful, sweet disposition, you have a past of pain, and not being the person that inflicts pain, but being on the receiving end of that pain. I think that speaks volumes. I think that probably causes people to have a lot of respect for you. And maybe, maybe it's like through your wisdom or through the words that you speak too, that people start to gauge, like, they're not as young as they look because they have life experience or something. Like, there's something very specific about that, I feel. Like, something about you tells people about, like, you have like a hidden story, or that something happened in your past, and either you had to like heal, grow from it, or you used it to become like, yeah, I don't know, like you well, let me show you the other cards that came out, because I think I'm getting sidetracked. Okay, so what other cards came out is the Death card, major transformation, which makes sense because you're showing up as the Page of Wands, and that heartbreak, pain of your past, obviously that will leave a mark, but you somehow transformed past that negative energy. And then the other two cards that came out were the Devil card and the Fool card. The Devil card popped up twice, so that's interesting. Double confirmation for the Devil card. I think that people see you as, you're either seen as somebody that has like been through it. I'm also kind of getting like, maybe like there's talk on the street about you being a little bit of a how do I word that? Troublemaker, but not, I don't know if that's the right word I want to use, but like that you could cause trouble, or like you have the potential in you to cause trouble if you want to. But it almost feels like, and maybe this is through that transition process or transformation process with the Death card that it's indicating, but it's like, ooh. So spiritual people see something in you about the way in which you balance your dark and your light. Because it almost speaks to like I'm getting like this download about like an inner knowledge of your darkness, of the shadow aspects to yourself. And maybe certain people have seen that come out in you, or maybe certain people have triggered that to come out of you. I don't think that that's a part of you that you want to identify with. I don't think that that's a part of you that you're proud of, but I think it's come out in the past. And with that Fool card, I see you like wanting to improve yourself, start again, have a rebirth. Like, it very much gives rebirth. Also, oh, there's so many messages here. I'm also getting with that Devil card that people may know your past as having gone through hell. And that's maybe how people describe your past. It's like, oh, that person went through hell. Like, they've been through it kind of energy. But also, you have that darkness within you, but it's like you choose the light at the end of the day. And also, I think that on the surface as well, what you present to the world, you want it to be a better representation of who you identify as. And I think you identify with the light more than the dark. And it's not even necessarily that you're trying to hide that. I don't know. I'm getting very much like a balance. I think that not only are you aware of that shadow in you, I think there are certain times where it could be like embodying dark femininity or the dark feminine energy. Not necessarily a bad thing, but like you channel your shadow into a way that is useful or productive or more. Maybe you use like your anger and channel it into causes that actually require, a sense of anger or passion. Because I'm even getting like social issues, like maybe you're an activist or an advocate of some sort. Because it's like maybe you choose how to channel that anger, choose how to channel that shadow part of yourself, and you use it for good. It's like, and this I think has taken you a long time. I think that there has been a lot of time that has sort of taken place between your past and now. I think it's this time that's passed has given you the ability to balance your shadow and your light. You may have been a person that did not acknowledge your shadow in the past, and that could have caused issues. Maybe, if people remember your anger coming out, or, that shadow part of yourself coming out, that could have been partially because of what you were going through, but also because you hadn't quite learned yet how to balance that shadow part of yourself. And maybe you even felt a sense of like shame with that part of yourself, and that caused it to just be repressed or suppressed and grow rampant and less manageable. But I definitely see, and this could definitely be due to your your spiritual journey, because especially with the sun in this, it definitely speaks to me as like this Fool in this card is very much directed by the divine and his trust in the divine and his connection to the divine. I feel like like this transformation, I think, took place. Like this transformation, I think, took place I think that this transformation took place over a long period of time. And also in multiple steps. Like there could have even been chapters to your transformation, or multiple transformations that you've gone through. But I see you coming out after all of that transformation, all of that internal self-work, coming out as the Page of Wands and that Fool, a youthful, optimistic energy, and also a sense of more energy. I don't know. It's almost like people might even think that you're like aging backwards, is kind of what I'm getting. Because it's like the way in which you transmute these past pains, the ways in which you balance your shadow and your light aspects to yourself, and you channel your shadow aspects in a way that's more productive or helpful rather than hindering you or making you feel ashamed. And the picture that you present to the world is this very much a youthful, happy, optimistic energy. And I think that your spirituality definitely plays a part in that to some extent. And this could also just be like your internal work has given you this new life. It really does. It feels like you've been born again in some way. And I mean, the Death card is all about that rebirth energy. So I really do think, so I am also even wondering if the gossip on the street could even be people that knew you in your past, knew you as one thing. Maybe you were even more pessimistic. Maybe you were more angry. Maybe you were more bitter in the past when you were younger. But through your self-work, your spirituality, you come out as a completely different person. And so I even wonder, actually, that's kind of a message I'm getting, is people are saying that you're unrecognizable to who you were in the past. This could be both physically and spiritually or internally, you know? Like, I think that you're not the same person inside, and you may be not the same person outside either. Not to say that you are a different person, but like, you know, you've transformed in these ways that I think are very positive. And if anything, they make you way more, well, I think that you are very attractive, and I think that, ooh, I'm getting bubbly. There's a certain energy that you embody, and when other people interact with it, it makes them feel better. I almost feel like this sense of you being a flashlight in the dark for a lot of people. Maybe in the past you needed that flashlight, and maybe you tried to seek that flashlight because you were in the dark in terms of your shadow self and, you know, that anger or, you know, inner turmoil that you were experiencing in the past. Maybe you sought out that flashlight, but now you are that flashlight. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's very powerful the way that it's coming through for me. Like, you're the light that you needed in the past. Like, now you are that beacon of light to help shed or share positivity with others. Maybe even encouragement, inspiration. Okay. Yeah, I feel like you inspire others and motivate them, and it's like something about your energy that is so charged of positivity that it's infectious. And I think that people feel that. And I feel like this could even be after they talk to you or after they interact with you. They go on to tell other people, like, wow, that person is so bubbly and sweet. And, you know, I think a lot of people enjoy being around you. And it's so interesting because it's almost like, I don't even know how to like word this. It's not that you're putting on a mask. I think it's just you're embracing those lighter aspects of yourself. And it's not even that you're ignoring that shadow part of yourself. It's just like you found a really good, healthy balance. And you're like, if it's not necessary for that anger to come out, or that, shadow part of yourself to come out, you kind of just let it be and let it chill. And it's like, okay. And then maybe you only like really sort of react um, in that shadow way when there's something to truly become angry about or stand up for, such as social causes, I think that you're probably very much passion motivated, maybe even rage motivated when it comes to standing up for things that you strongly believe in. And I think that that's also very charming for other people to experience as well. Somebody that actually cares about these types of things. I feel like maybe even some people really enjoy talking with you because it's like, okay, this person sees what's going on in the world and isn't just blind to it, or isn't just ignoring it or pretending that it doesn't exist. Like, they are talking about it. They are sharing their opinion. They are out there trying to make a difference, The World card came out at the bottom of the deck as well. And so that, I think, really kind of embodies what this is saying. You have closed out a major cycle in your life, and I think that cycle was one of pain, maybe bitterness, maybe that internal rage, and you're just entered into a new phase in which you, in a lot of ways, have been reborn. And people see you now as this enlightened being, somebody that does beautiful, wonderful things, and has that divine, it feels like a divine illumination that starts from within. Like, I feel like it's like there's something about you that is such a light. And it's almost like I'm getting literally like a lantern in my mind. Yeah. I'm getting like a lantern, but like one of those ones that have like the like paper mache over top of it. And so it's like illuminated, like maybe an orange lantern, with like the like tissue paper over top of it, or paper mache or whatever it is, and it's like orange, but there's like maybe a candle inside, and you see that illumination coming from within. And so the whole thing sort of radiates, that color of orange and that light, but it's like you see the light from within, if that makes any sense. I'm like trying to think of a way to paint this image, and I think that's kind of how people see you, is like there's something about you, there's a spark within you, there's a light within you, and it's like you're just the vessel for this beautiful light. And I think that a lot of people see that, especially when they talk to you, especially when they interact with you. I think you definitely leave a lasting impact in the minds of others. Like, wow, people that haven't known you in your past, they're like I may not even recognize that person as the person that I knew in the past. Or, wow, they've really transformed, like really, they've changed like tremendously. I really like this. It's so beautiful. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. Also, with the Fool card, a couple of things that are standing out to me is the white rose and the white dog. So the white rose is like innocence, purity. To me, I kind of get that as like innocent intentions, pure intentions. I don't think that you're somebody that is manipulative. Or at least I don't think it's a conscious thing. I think sometimes we can manipulate situations or people, and sometimes that happens more on a subconscious level. But I feel like most situations that you go into, you have very pure intentions. Like, I don't feel like you have hidden agendas when it comes to dealing with others in other situations. And with that white dog, I'm getting you may be a very loyal person, maybe within relationships, romantic, or relationships in general. I'm getting even like a best friend. Like you could be one of those friends that's like friends until the end. Like, you know, like somebody that's like, if you find somebody that's on your like wavelength and your frequency, somebody that really understands you and sees you, I feel like you're like a friend for life is what I'm getting. It's actually really beautiful. And I think that that is part of the gossip. It's like your reputation of being loyal and pure-hearted. It's so wholesome, like honestly, so cute. Okay, let's go on to that Six of Pentacles, please and thank you. Oh my. Anything else for that Six of Pentacles? Thank you. Anything else? Six of Pentacles, please and thank you. Is that all supposed to come out? Okay, let's see. What do we... Bro. No way. There's just no way. Who am I connecting to right now? You're having a lot of positive gossip. Also, so much major arcana is coming out for you. Like, who are you? I don't know. I mean, I guess it makes sense compared to like past readings that I've done for the collective, but like, you're somebody that makes an impact. And I really, really hope that you can see this in yourself or you know about it or something, because like, I'm honestly starting to even slightly feel a little bit intimidated. Because it's like, you have the energy of like somebody of importance. Like, period. Like, it's serious. I think you make people nervous. Okay, that's just like a side note that I'm getting. Is like, well, for one, I think you're very intense. And maybe that could be polarizing. You know, people that are intense may be loved and hated at the same time, unfortunately, by different groups of people. Maybe by the same person. Who knows? People are complex like that. But you have a presence about you that cannot be replicated. Like, I want to emphasize this before I dive into these cards, because like, this is a big deal. Like, this is a really big deal. And I just want to emphasize this because I think that you're meant to be doing something very important, because you have a power within you that I don't think anybody else has ever experienced before, and I don't think that they will again. I'm just gonna say it like that. Like, please, if you are drawn to doing something, like I'm personally a big, you know, supporter of people going on YouTube and becoming a content creator, no matter what your niche is. And maybe if you think like nobody's gonna watch my videos, or there's nobody out there that could possibly relate to my weird interests, please follow that spark within you, because it's gonna lead you to so much success, so much attention and admiration, and you're gonna speak to so many people and make such a strong impact, especially if it's anything that's related to maybe your spirituality or human rights, or, you know, a bigger purpose. Like, you have the power within you to make a difference in this world. And we can all see from the state of the world right now that this world needs people like you in it, fighting, standing up. Needs you in it, fighting and standing up for those who do not have a voice, or who cannot speak, you know? Anyways, like, I just felt so called to say that, because like, this is very unlike anything I've seen before. Okay, first off, I just want to emphasize, there was 4 cards that clarified that last card, that Page of Wands. 3 of those 4 cards are major arcana, and the card that was at the bottom of the deck was also a major arcana. I'm clarifying now the Six of Pentacles. 4 cards came out. Out of those 4 cards, all 4 cards are major arcana. Like, this is who you are. You are so significant, memorable. You stand out. Like, you have a massive energy about you. And I really hope that you know that. And I really hope that you embrace that, because it can be such a beautiful and life-changing thing. Okay? And it's rare. Like, it's so rare. Like, oh. Okay. Like, it's so rare, and it will make an impact in this world, especially if and when you use it for good, which it feels like you do, especially because now we're clarifying that Six of Pentacles, which is all about you giving. The word on the street, straight up, without even clarifying that, it's about how you're always giving, or you're always seen in a giving energy. Whether that be like interacting with other people, maybe animals, nature. There's like definitely a connection to nature with this card. Like, something about you is very giving, open, like willing to help others especially. Okay, and then so the first 2 cards that came out are the Wheel of Fortune and the Hierophant, and they came out like this. Okay. So when they come out in this direction, that always tells me that it's like something that's either motivating you or propelling you forward in some way. So what has inspired you to be this giving, beautiful energy here? With that Wheel of Fortune card, oh, like, you are so tapped into the divine. Like, that Wheel of Fortune card is telling me that you, and it's so, these concepts sometimes are just like beyond human language, I feel. Like, whether you know this about yourself or not, you're so tapped into the natural flow of life and the circle of life and divine timing. Like, you are so tapped in. It's insane. Like, I feel like the reason why you are in this giving, loving energy is because it is the time for you to be that. Like, in the grand scheme of things, you know? Like, in the larger picture. This is the role in which you're supposed to be playing, and you go with it because you trust that this is where you're supposed to be and this is what you're meant to be doing. So, oh my gosh, especially if you're being drawn to be giving in any way towards charities, whatever, volunteering, whatever it is, definitely go for it, because it feels like it's definitely part of your divine path in life. And also, like, you have done some sort of work, research. I don't know if this is just on a mental health level, a spiritual level, emotional level. Like, there are like these beautiful, like, I'm getting, you're self-taught. Okay, that's interesting. So if you're talented, you may be like a self-taught, talented person. Or maybe that's something that people say about you or assume about you, is that you're self-taught. Interesting. So, and then the Hierophant that follows that Wheel of Fortune. The Hierophant is like a spiritual leader. And so I feel like that's also another part of this, is like your wisdom, the knowledge that you have is meant to be dispersed to the world. And that could also be part of this giving, is you sharing knowledge, you sharing wisdom. And this is the wisdom and the knowledge you have gained through your connection to the divine and your like personal work, your self work on yourself. It has given you so much knowledge, wisdom, and it's beyond the earthly realm. Like, you have wisdom that is beyond the 3D, you know? It is like a wisdom that may not even be able to be taught to another person. You just, and there's a knowing about you. I'm even getting like, what is it called? Cognizant, I want to say, where it's like you'll just know certain things. I feel like I'm tapping into somebody right now who is very much that kind of person. You may freak out people because you just suddenly know something and you don't know exactly how you know it, you just know it. And maybe you call people out, or I don't know, like you kind of like share that with other people, and I feel like other people might be like, how do you know that? That's kind of weird, kind of creepy, kind of freaky. That is part of your reputation in the gossip as well, is that you're psychic, or you're so tapped into the divine spirituality that you're just like have special power of some sort. Like, wow. I think that a lot of people want to go towards you because they know that you have information and knowledge and wisdom. I also feel like people go towards you if they want to become a better person. Yeah, that's a part of it. It's almost like the pudding and the proof. You know, the sayings like the proof is in the pudding, but like putting in the proof, I think, is like a Lizzo line from one of her songs, but that just popped in. Maybe somebody out there likes Lizzo. What was I saying? Where was I going? Oh, yes, the proof is in the pudding. Like, you have lived the experience of reforming yourself is what I'm getting. You have transformed in such a way, and it's not like you're speaking from a place of theory or theorizing about something. You have lived the experience, so you know how to best help people who have either been going through similar situations, identical situations, what have you. And there's something about you that is so brilliant. And I think people very much are inspired and motivated by you. And they wish to know how you do it. And I feel like I think that you're definitely one of the people that could gain a following super easily. Because there's a certain sort of energy about you that makes people just want to learn more about you, learn more about what you know, the way in which you see the world even. Maybe your specific perspective of the world is what people want to know. Like, you make such a major impact in the lives of other people. I'm literally getting, like, even if you don't see your work as being that big of a deal, it is a big deal. And it makes a huge difference in the lives of people that you touch and interact with. Like, I'm literally even getting, like, somebody here giving to maybe, like, a homeless person or something, like $1. And maybe you feel bad that it's only $1. Like, you know, like, oh, like a soda isn't even $1 anymore. Or, you know, I wish I had more money to give that person. Maybe you even feel slightly guilty, you know, like, oh, I wish I could have given more, blah, blah, blah. And so maybe you're thinking, like, that's never going to make a big difference. Like, maybe I shouldn't have even done it in the first place, blah, blah, blah. But like, it literally makes such a huge difference. It like, and like, not even in the, it does make a huge difference in the life of that person that you gave that dollar to, because not only does it help them, maybe they have a few, maybe they have another dollar in their pocket or something, and like now they can finally afford a soda, you know what I mean? Like, so even if it is just a dollar, you don't know how much it helps that person. That's, you know, one way of looking at it. Two, and I think the more important part of it, is simply by stopping, listening to somebody, giving them that dollar, it shows to that person, especially people that are homeless or, you know, disenfranchised or, you know, seen or looked down on in society, you are actively showing that other person that they are worthy of somebody talking to them, looking them in the eye, that, you know, somebody, like, they're worthy of somebody listening to what they have to say. That they are not an inconvenience, and that they're worthy of being given to. And all of those things, I think, make a huge impact in the life of another person. Because at the end of the day, all humans deserve to feel worthy. And unfortunately, there are certain people in this society that are not always spoken to or about in a way that grants them that feeling of worthiness. So, like, no matter how... Oh, and also, the other thing, outside of all of that, I personally am of the belief that if you give $1 to, say, a homeless person, even if it may not feel like much, I believe that it affects the energy. Like, whether people see that and get inspired to do the same thing or motivated to do the same thing, that's a positive change in and of itself. But I also think that on a energy level, other people are more likely to give to that person because you stopped to give them $1. You know what I mean? I think that even if nobody sees it, it's on an energetic level as well. And not to mention the good karma and all that, but I think it's so beyond the karma, you know? Like, there's just so much of a positive impact that you do. And I don't know if you always see it, and I don't know if you always feel like you're making that much of an impact, but you are. And I would definitely encourage you to keep doing that. And I think that that could be part of your purpose on this earth, is to continue to do so. And continue to do that. It really does make a big difference. Ooh, okay. That was like kind of a long download, but let me see now. Where are we? In terms of the gossip here, people think that you're sent from above. Earth angel is what I'm getting. And especially with that Wheel of Fortune in the Hierophant, clarifying that Six of Pentacles. Like, yeah, people think that you have been sent by God, by Spirit, by the heavens, to make this world a better place, to make this life more comfortable for other people, to help others find their worthiness, to help others feel loved, supported. Like, it's so important, significant, and everybody around you can see that you are meant to be in this role of a giver. And then the other two cards that came out are the Star card and the Hanged Man. So I don't even know how to word this because I don't want it to come across in a way that's gonna like sound, I don't know, because like the way that it's coming through is actually quite nice. There's something about you being seen as someone that is kind and giving towards other people. And I'm just gonna say it. Well, I think that for some of you, some of the collective out there, it could be publicized in some way, or not even publicized, that's the wrong word, but like seen by others. And I don't think that you're doing it in a way that's like very show-offy. Like, I don't think that that's your energy whatsoever. Also, very interesting that the Star card is also clarifying the Six of Pentacles after the Wheel of Fortune and the Hierophant. So again, another divine card here. Like you, a lot of starseed. I'm not really familiar with that whole thing, but maybe you identify as a starseed or somebody's told you that you're a starseed. Definitely feels like that kind of energy. You literally are somebody that people see as being sent from above. Like you are the human. Whoa, that was a strong one. The message that I'm getting is you are the human form of God or spirit. Like you're here to do God's work. You're here to do spirit's work. But yeah, that's what I was trying to say. So back to like the publicized message I was getting. Sorry, I keep getting sidetracked with all these messages that are coming through. But I'm specifically picking up on somebody that may be a little bit shy or a little bit timid to be seen as a giver or doing this kind of work. Because maybe I'm tapping into somebody that wants to do things without receiving the credit, or they think that they would rather be humble, they'd rather do their work in the shadows than be known for it, because maybe they think that that's like arrogant to be seen as giving or whatever, because there's like more of like the ego involved in that process. And maybe you don't want to be perceived as somebody that just does good things for other people's validation or other people's opinion or whatever. But I feel like maybe there's a message here to just encourage anybody, because I'm getting like, you know, it could even be like a YouTube channel where you're being seen as that giver. And I'm not even sure exactly what like specifically that YouTube channel would look like, but if there's a YouTube channel in which you are being seen by many as a giver or a earth angel, or you know, somebody that is divinely led to do kind things for other people, and just good things for the world in general, I would say maybe don't be so afraid of being in the spotlight, because like again, it's so beyond you. And it's so beyond like just the recognition on an ego level, but like rather the content that you make. Say like it is a YouTube channel. The content that you make, especially once you upload it onto the internet, it's going to be out there forever, which can sound scary. Ugh. But there's a beautiful side to that. Like, you know, what if you upload a video encouraging people that are depressed to keep going, you know? And, you know, maybe you feel like, oh, it's never going to be seen by anybody that's actually struggling, or, you know, it's never going to be seen by people and actually make that much of a difference. It's just whatever. But maybe 3 years after it's uploaded, You know, maybe it had like 10 views for the longest time, but then suddenly 3 years it gets like an algorithm and it gets sent to somebody that really needed to see it. And maybe you saved somebody's life, you know, by simply uploading a video 3 years before. And like, it's a gift that keeps on giving, you know, especially when you upload to YouTube or the internet and it's out there forever. That way it can keep positively impacting other people, you know? Like, it's so beyond us as human beings. It's so beyond our mental comprehension, you know? The impact that these types of things have on the world, on other people, can be so necessary. And yeah, I guess that's just my message here. Is like, I would personally encourage anybody out there that may be afraid to be in the spotlight or afraid to have their own platform where they share their own content or whatever. It may impact so many people and in so many specific ways that you may not even be able to comprehend it. Like, I don't know if that makes any sense, but I just want to like kind of emphasize that like it can make such a huge difference. And especially who I'm talking to right now, your power, your energy is so intense, and it's going to affect people in the best way. Like, you just have that power within you to make like a huge impact in this world. And I think that's exactly what you're supposed to be doing. Even if you're scared, even if you're shy, even if you've never talked in front of a camera before. You know, as much as I am getting comfortable now with talking to a camera, it is a intimidating prospect. I will give you that. Because at first I did not know how to talk to a camera and I was very nervous. And that's a whole nother thing too, is like practice makes perfect, you know? And that sounds like so boring and like, I don't want to practice anything. I just want to be good at it, you know? But like, literally, the more you stick with something, the more you practice it, you're going to get better and better and better. Your messages are going to become more clear, more concise. Like, it's going to make a big impact in this world. So yeah, if I'm talking to somebody right now who would like to do something like that, but maybe they feel like they don't have the right personality for it, or that their voice isn't strong enough, or, you know, there's so many reasons why we tell ourselves we can't do something. I would just encourage you to maybe try your best to overcome that fear and do it for the good of humanity, you know? You don't have to do it for your ego. You don't have to do it for, you know, potentially getting a YouTube channel that's monetized. Like, you don't have to do it for any of those superficial reasons. You can just do it for the good of humanity. And, you know, going back to that Fool card with that white rose, that pureness of intention, I think is literally all you need. Just having a pure intention, trying to do good for the world, trying to impact other people in a positive way. And it's going to do just that. It's going to make such a beautiful impact. And so I feel like that could literally be your purpose in life. So, yeah. There was something that I was going to say about the YouTube channel thing. What was it? Oh, and the great thing about YouTube is that anybody can start out with a camera on their phone, like I do, and a free editing app, like I do, on my phone, to upload YouTube videos. Like, it's literally so accessible, and that's why I literally love YouTube to that extent, I will say, because, you know, YouTube, as much as I like it as an accessible platform, obviously with anything there are issues, but yeah, so it's definitely a great resource to take advantage of when it comes to trying to do things that are going to positively impact others. So yeah, that's just my 2 cents on that. And the Hanged Man. Yes. I think the Hanged Man is just saying you have a perspective of things that is so unlike anybody else. And maybe it is your perspective of things that makes that difference. Maybe your perspective is that gift that you give to others. Maybe you have more of an open mind. Maybe you have a way of seeing things that is not according to societal expectations, but rather, like a more freer perspective of things that are not attached to such things. Like, I think neurodivergent people are very much capable of this. Their brains are literally wired differently, and they see the world in a completely different way than maybe neurotypical people, or people that identify as neurotypical. And like through that, it could really make a positive impact because you have a unique perspective. And I'm talking to anybody that's neurodivergent out there. You have your own specific take on things, perspective of things. And when it's not attached to those societal expectations that we are, socially wired to use as a frame of reference, when you have that freedom away from that, you're able to open people's minds to stuff that they've never even thought was possible. It's really beautiful. And I think that's honestly why you're being drawn to do that, to give, to share your thoughts, to share what you have to give with the world, is because you have a way of looking at things that is so unique and necessary for other people to hear, for other people to receive, like it's beautiful and it's unique, and it's all because you are so enlightened. Like, literally just keep giving because people see you. And that's another part too of this, with this gossip. Like, people see you as somebody that is very giving, whether you see, or whether that people see it or not. Maybe you feel unappreciated. Maybe you feel like, oh, nobody sees this. Nobody really cares that I'm doing this. It doesn't really matter. Like, no, it does make a difference, and it does matter. And people are talking about it. And I think that it only leads to more success and more of a positive impact, on the world. Like, it literally, yeah. I think I'm starting to repeat myself now, so I'll move on. But you're supposed to be giving. You're supposed to be in this place of a spiritual, wise person that can help others, guide other people, help them find their purpose, help them see perspectives that they've never seen before. Like, you're just so divine, truly. Like, you are. And that's what people are talking about. It's like your perspectives of things are different. You're so enlightened that it's like I think a lot of people function at a certain level, and when they talk to you, they're like, whoa, I didn't even know that level existed, because you're just like completely on a different level, and it's like, wow, okay, this person's blowing my mind right now. I think you blow a lot of people's minds, and you probably open up a lot of people's eyes to spirituality. And at the very least, finding in like a I don't even know how to word that. Like, finding their power within. Like, even if it's not solely that they're getting directed towards spirituality, maybe you're helping people find their own power within themselves. And that's making a huge impact. Like, people are talking about the impact that you make in the lives of others. And it's like, it's your purpose. You're supposed to be making this impact. Bottom of the deck with the 7 of Cups. So this one I'm actually getting that you are a person that wears many hats. You are somebody that is very flexible, moldable. It feels like you're like a liquid or a semi-liquid, like slime maybe. And you can like fit into all different shapes and stuff, and be molded and sculpted and stuff. Like you, for one, I think you have multiple talents, and that's something that people are talking about. I literally am getting the message about like you could be anybody that you want to be, and you could do anything that you want to do. Like I feel like almost like you also may have like a very eclectic past. Like in the way that I mean that is like you may have had many different kinds of professions or something, or maybe just very different experiences. And that's a whole nother part of why your perspective is so unique to you. Nobody else has lived your lived experiences. Nobody else has experienced things in the way you experience them. And that's what gives your perspective such a new twist, a new way of looking at things. And it's so necessary. Like, I think a lot of people are very much like just stood in awe of you sometimes, especially when they talk to you. They're just like, whoa, like you're blowing my mind right now. Like maybe even some people kind of get a glazed over look in their eye because they're kind of like, you kind of lost me a little bit because you're maybe talking about like the metaphysical or whatever, or, you know, maybe very intellectual conversations even. You may notice people kind of glaze over because they're just like, whoa, you're putting so much information out there, and maybe it's a little bit overwhelming for most people. But it's so necessary at the same time. And I think people like it, and I think people appreciate it. Yeah. Like I just literally see you playing so many different roles and doing so many different things. And maybe you're a person that likes to dabble in things. That could be something too that is connected to your purpose. Because yeah, that's a whole nother part of this. Is like you don't have to just devote yourself to one thing. You know, if you do decide to make a YouTube channel, that doesn't have to be your whole life. You can do YouTube part-time. Like, just do it whenever you feel like it, honestly. You don't have to do it every day. You don't have to do it every week. You don't even have to do it every month. Like, just do it whenever the heck you want to. And maybe you're focusing on something else on the side, or something else that you're doing as a career. Like, literally, the world is your oyster is what I'm getting with the Seven of Cups. Like, you literally can do and be anything that you want to. And that's what people see about you. That's like people like are talking like that person over there, they can do whatever the heck they want. They can, like literally, the world is open to that person is what they get after speaking with you, after interacting with you. Is like that person is either going places or, you know, they have their pick of the bunch. I don't know. Like literally, you're so capable. Like, you're so multi-capable, too. Like, of different things. Maybe even people are just like, how? How do they do it, though? But it's just your natural way of being. You're not really even doing anything that crazy. And maybe that's part of it for you. You're like, I don't understand what the big deal is. But, like, even if it's not a big deal to you, it's a big deal to other people, okay? I'm just gonna say that. Let's go on to the devil before I talk for another hour. Please and thank you, Spirit. Clarify that devil card for us, please and thank you. What's the hot goss on the collective? Please and thank you. Ooh, these messages. I love these messages so much. They're so good. This just got really interesting. What else? Please and thank you, Spirit. Ooh, I love it. I love it. Okay. Clarifying that devil, we have the Eight of Wands, Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, Three of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, bottom of the deck, Two of Cups. So, first off, with this clarifying the devil card, that Eight of Wands is telling me that you got a smooth tongue. Oh, I didn't mean it like that in a spicy way, but I guess apply it as it best resonates, because maybe some people are saying that. You know, people that knew you in the past, maybe they knew your tongue in the past, let's just say. I'm just saying, that could definitely have come through for a reason. And by the smooth tongue, I just meant that you're a smooth talker. You know, you got, like, maybe it's even your voice. You're very convincing is what I'm trying to say. Because that devil card, I think, is honestly speaking to, like, I'm getting in my mind's eye, like, you know, the human devils that we see in media, like whether movies, shows, whatever, and it's like this handsome man, and he's like maybe slicked back hair, and he's very charming and debonair, and I think that that's what people are talking about. I think you could talk people into, like, standing on their hat, I think is a saying. Like, you could talk people into doing anything, literally anything. And I think that although you use your power for good, it could very well not be that way. Or you could easily choose not to use it for good, because you got the power of persuasion. Ooh, that's good. That just came through. Power of persuasion. Yeah. You also may be very attractive. And you are attractive, I think. And it's in a way that people may not trust you because you're attractive. But I think because of who you are, you're not like a judgmental or mean or, you know, anything that people kind of commonly associate with attractive people. I don't think that you're that way at all. But rather, maybe based off of superficial appearances alone, they're kind of like, I don't trust that person, they're too attractive. Or maybe they're like, that person is so attractive, why are they being nice to me? Like, I feel like people are automatically suspicious of you, and maybe you don't even have to do anything, they just are. But especially when you open your mouth, you're very talented when it comes. Oh my gosh, another spicy message. I think that that's part of the gossip. I'm just saying, the spicy messages that are coming through for a reason. I think people are talking about how talented your mouth is, which I personally was gonna just say in terms of communication, but I'm thinking that other people are saying other things about your mouth, like what that mouth do though, you know. But yeah, I also am getting that you have colorful language, or you like paint a picture in people's minds when you speak. It's like they can picture exactly what you're painting for them through your words. Oh, it's a beautiful, beautiful talent that you have there. And then it goes into the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. So this is so interesting. And this is kind of what's telling me that you may have a past of maybe not being the most, yeah, maybe, because the Queen of Pentacles upright, very secure, confident, giving, sweet, kind. In the reverse, you may have struggled with confidence issues in yourself, self-image issues maybe. I don't know if you were ever like necessarily like cold or like mean spirited. Like, I don't see that part of it, but rather maybe like you weren't so sure of yourself, and maybe through being insecure, certain triggers happened, and maybe like the shadow parts of yourself kind of came out in those moments, or maybe you were a little bit less giving. Maybe you were more mistrusting of others as well, like kind of closed off, I'm getting. Yeah. And so maybe people that know that past of yours, maybe they're mistrusting of you for that reason. But I don't really see you as being connected to that part of yourself anymore. Especially not because, or especially because like the Nine of Pentacles showed up, and I think that that's kind of showing your progress as a person. But yeah, I think that could definitely be indicating a little bit of that from your past, but it's not necessarily overwhelming the reading, so I don't think that it was. And I'm not getting like the very, very shadowy parts of the Queen of Pentacles with it being in the reverse like this, which I would usually get like the more like bullying, angry side of the Queen of Pentacles, I suppose. But I don't necessarily get that. I think maybe more than anything, you might have just been very insecure in the past, and maybe that brought about certain things that you may not have been super proud of. But I'm also getting, like, at the same time, this could also be indicating somebody that was or is, no, this feels past. Yeah, it feels past tense. So somebody that was in your life that was maybe very not giving, very not kind, not very friendly. Somebody else that was very insecure. Maybe they were mean to you as a result of their own insecurities. Yeah, you could have experienced somebody that treated you quite nastily. I don't know why I'm getting that word specifically. Nastily. I don't even know if that's a word. And then the Three of Pentacles. Honestly, I'm getting with this that you're probably really good about good with working with very difficult people. I think that that could be gossip. Yeah, you have a way, and I think it's that smooth tongue. Why do I keep saying it like that? It just sounds so wrong now. Having that smooth talking ability, let's say. You have a way with really difficult people, like people that people don't really want to work with, people that maybe just like mean and nasty. You have a special way with them. Maybe people that like have a bad reputation and like other people don't like, for whatever reason they like you. And I'm not saying like in a romantic way, but like, yeah, like the difficult people that other people don't get along with, for some reason it's like they get along with you. And I feel like that's like surprising to other people, and that could be something that people talk about. It's like, how the heck do they talk to that person without getting into an argument? Or how the heck do they work with that person? I can't stand that person. Like, you know, but you have like this way about you. It is like that debonair, like very suave, very charming, but like you don't use your power for bad. And I think some people assume that you may, because especially if you're physically attractive, I think that people may be naturally mistrusting of that. And where was I going with this? Yeah, you don't use your power for bad. You use it for good. And it shows in those moments of you working with difficult people, and somehow maybe you even are good at like convincing other people to do the right thing. You know, maybe somebody that is typically really mean and nasty, maybe you're the type of person to convince them to donate to a charity. I don't know, like do something nice, you know, for somebody else. And it's all because of the way in which you work. It's actually really beautiful. I really like this. But yeah, I think you also like just have a reputation for working really good with others. And maybe some people think, no, never mind. And maybe some people think that it's because you use manipulation. I don't really think it is. I think it might just be because you have like a beautiful way about you, and the way in which you articulate yourself is very easy to comprehend, maybe. And you know, it's like you don't have a condescending way about you. You're very much like approachable. You're on other people's level. You never speak down to other people. You work with other people. You don't feel cut off from other people. You don't feel a sense of superiority over other people. I think people might assume you do, especially if you have some sort of attractive qualities physically. They may assume that you may have like a big head on your shoulders or something, but I don't see you as that at all. Yeah, and especially with that Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, you may even say like now you have confidence issues even till today, you know, which honestly all of us kind of do. We all kind of have our you know, insecurities, lack of confidence in certain moments, or certain areas of life. But yeah, so it's like kind of the opposite. If anybody thinks you have a big head on your shoulders, I think you definitely do not. And then the Nine of Pentacles. I think, and this is why I keep getting called to say, if anybody out there is like thinking about making a YouTube channel, do it, because I think it's specifically your power of words that leads to your success in life. And your ability to work with anyone, regardless of who they are, it leads to your success, your independence, your stability, your abundance. I think that people are talking about that. Like, because you are like are such a smooth talker, you are able to go places. Like, just use your voice and, you know, continue working with people that other people would not, or maybe work with people to convince them to become a better person. Like, there's something about that that makes a big difference, and it's like going to lead to your success in life. Like, lean into the fact that you have this charm about you. Lean into the fact that you're a good communicator. Lean into the fact that you're good with working with others, and it's going to lead to success. And I think that's what people are saying. Like, because of those qualities, you have a power about you that other people can see so clearly. And I think that honestly, most people, when they, like, especially after they have a conversation with you, or interact with you, they walk away from it saying, that person is going places. Like, that's a message that keeps popping up. It's like, this is somebody that is meant for greatness, or they're going to be successful, or they're going places. Like, you know, like significant. With that Two of Cups at the bottom of the deck, like, this is interesting because it's kind of like going back to the balancing of the shadow and the light aspects again. That's being brought up for me. And so I think that that's definitely a part of what people see. I think that people see you as a very balanced individual. And maybe they wonder. I think that people are curious about that because it's like, why? Or not why, but like how? How are they so balanced? I think that people definitely see you as like being the ideal partner for other people. Maybe that's part of like the gossip, is like maybe people are even kind of worried about their partners choosing you over them or something. I think it definitely could cause other people to be insecure. And maybe that's what that Queen of Pentacles is also speaking about. The Queen of Pentacles that came out in the reverse. Maybe other people get insecure around you because you're such a, you know, charming individual with power, you know? And you don't use your power for bad, but I think maybe some people assume you do. And, you know, this is about gossip. It doesn't have to be true. Just because people assume you use your power for bad instead of good doesn't mean that you do. There's like a knowledge about yourself and an honesty within yourself that I think that people talk about. Maybe like that confidence that people see in you, maybe they know that it comes out of a place of you really knowing yourself, like knowing what your ethics are, your belief system, like the things you will and will not stand for. Like, that's where your confidence comes from. Your knowledge of self, your truth and honest with yourself, about yourself. It leads you to being a very confident person, and you know what you will stand for and what you won't. I think that people talk about that. Like it's maybe a very unique quality, and that's why people are talking about it. Like maybe a lot of people don't do that deep of a look inside themselves. Because yeah. Self-concept work is also coming up. So maybe you practice that. I'm not sure exactly what self-concept work is all about, but I think it's about like just kind of building up your confidence and stuff and your self-image and maybe knowing yourself better, I want to say. Anyways, let's go on to the star card now. Please and thank you. Ooh, anything else for that star card? Please and thank you. Anything else for that star card? Please and thank you. Okay. Ooh, very interesting. Clarifying that star card. 5 of Swords. Knight of Wands. The Empress card. 6 of Wands. Bottom of the deck, 7 of Wands. Okay, starting out with that 5 of Swords. You know, I'm not... Oh, I see. I see now. This is clarifying that star card, so I think that that's what... Oh, people see that star quality within you. People see the bright light in you. People see how you are meant for great things, and it brings out the worst in them because you shine so brightly. You have been, and I'm just going to say it like this, you have been mistreated in the past. And I think it caused a lot of confusion for you. You may have felt very attacked by your peers, the people around you, and you're just like, I really get like this feeling of somebody being like, but why? What did I do wrong? What am I doing wrong? Why does everybody hate me? Why does everybody like want to tear me down all the time? And it's like, the craziest part is it's nothing that you're doing. It's like it's, you did nothing to deserve the hatred that people project onto you. And you never did. Like, this feels like something that has been happening since your childhood. Or maybe you identify with that pain since childhood or whatever. And literally the reason for all of these people that have mistreated you is just because you're a bright, shining star in this world. And they want to snuff out that light. And they wanted to. But I don't think any of these people were successful in doing that. Maybe there was a period of time where they believed that they were successful. Maybe there was a period of time when you thought that they were successful in dimming that light, extinguishing that light, or whatever. But no, that light is still within you. And it's as bright as ever. Yeah. So anybody that has mistreated you in your lifetime, it is not because of you or any actions that you did. It was simply because of your radiance. And it's a certain quality that may even be very hard to even articulate in the first place. So I think that a lot of these people that hurt you didn't even know why they were hurting you or why they wanted to hurt you. Because there was just something about you that they didn't know what it was, but they just like, it drove them crazy. And it was your light. But they didn't know what that quality was. They just knew that whatever it was irritated them. You know, sometimes your light can irritate other people's demons. And I think that's exactly what happened. It was literally nothing that you did. And that could have been a very hard thing to deal with, especially as a child. That feeling of like, what did I do to deserve this though? Like, I've been trying to avoid it and it still keeps happening to me, you know, like, ugh, it breaks my heart because it's like, it literally was nothing that you did. You never did anything to deserve that mistreatment. It was just your light that drove people to the point of hurting you. And I'm very sorry that you ever experienced that. And, you know, I think that this Five of Swords is also indicating that because of your radiance, and your special qualities, the fact that you're meant for success, I think that Five of Swords is indicating that people, when they gossip about you, it's very clear who is jealous of those qualities within you, because they will, talk about you in a very negative light. And I feel like people around them see, like, you're just jealous of that person because they have a light about them. Especially because I feel like these people don't even have anything good to bring up, like, as dirt on you. I think it's kind of like, yeah, they're great, I guess, but did you see the way they styled their hair today? Oh, it looks so bad. Like, and then the other people are just like, that's a weird thing to comment on. Like, it's literally like, these people are so bitter and sad. And I think other people see that it's just like their own projections onto you. And it's nothing that you're doing. And they just are making a fool of themselves in front of other people. Trying to, like, attack you or downplay you. But they're not being successful with that. With the Knight of Wands, clarifying this star card as well, your star quality has also attracted a lot of players. And maybe some of these players were that Five of Swords for you. Not only were they players, but maybe they also did some other really mean things. And that left an impact. But yeah, you're a beautiful bright light, and it's going to attract the pests, unfortunately. And I think that you have a past of being, for lack of a better term, used. And maybe that's something you felt very much in the past. Yeah. You've definitely experienced and maybe are still experiencing energy vampires like crazy. Because people want to be you. They want to absorb your energy until they become it. But that's not the way that things work. And they'll never be successful with that. But they'll try. Yeah, people have used you probably for multiple reasons, for multiple different situations. And it's just because you're so bright and wonderful and powerful, and they just want a piece of that for themselves. Yeah, people have definitely been superficial when it comes to you. Especially if you are attractive. People are just like, I want to take advantage of this person. I mean, obviously they're not consciously thinking that. That's more so on the subconscious level. But it's like, they'll see a beautiful person and they'll be like, I want to hit that. And maybe I want to take that person off the market. But I'm not going to treasure them. I'm not going to value them. I'm going to, try to make them feel bad about themselves. I'm going to, make their life a living hell. But I don't want them to be with anybody else, so I'm going to put them in a relationship with me so I can mistreat them, I think that's definitely been your experience, unfortunately, because you have such a bright light. People they get very, not territorial, what is it? Ownership-y. I can't think of the word. Yeah, people want to put you in a jar and keep you on a shelf where they can observe you and admire you, but nobody else can. That's the kind of energy I'm getting. But you're too powerful for any of that BS. And as much as people are going to try and come in and hurt you, become a roadblock, put up obstacles to get in your way, to use you, to try and take you off the market so nobody else can have a chance with you. All of that is so temporary, and it's like literal, like it's such a small speed bump to you that it literally is like the size of a pebble. You don't even feel it when you go over those speed bumps. Those things that people thought were going to be huge obstacles for you that you were never going to overcome. You are the flippin' floppin' Empress up in here, clarifying the star card. You are unstoppable. You are a machine. Ugh, I'm just so happy for you. And this could be definitely people that are gossiping about, especially people that have hurt you in the past. They're like, God damn it. They're still successful. They're still abundant. They're still effortless. They're still radiant. They're still glowing. No matter how much I tried to hurt them, no matter how much I tried to pull them down, hold them back. Six of Wands. They are literally reaching all of the success that they want in life. They are overcoming every challenge that is given to them. They are being celebrated and seen as somebody that is overcoming all of the odds. Overcoming all the odds. Seven of Wands at the bottom of the deck. This is the spirit of somebody that does overcome any fight, any challenges, is always successful because they believe that they will be successful. And that belief may kind of fluctuate. Maybe sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. Maybe it's simply just spirit surging that through your energy. The belief in which you are going to be overcoming these things. You're going to have success. You're going to achieve great things. You may not even be conscious that it's there, but spirit knows that this is what you are going to do, and this is where you're going in life. You're literally just meant for success. Success upon success upon success. No matter what people try to throw at you, no matter what people try to do to you, you are meant to glow. You are meant to be radiant. And so you are. And that's what people see. And that's what people are talking about. Ugh. Like literally, the Empress is the perfect card to embody this energy. Literally. You are a master of your own destiny, your own life, your own fate. And everybody that encounters you, talks about you, talks to you, they see your success. They may not always let on that they see this because they don't want you to get a big head on your shoulders or whatever. But people see your radiance. They see your star-like qualities. They see your Empress-like qualities. And I think, honestly, a lot of them are going to say that they don't see that in you. A lot of these types of people, I think, are going to say, I think they're going to even try to criticize you to make you feel smaller, to make you forget that you're this Empress, to make you forget that you're this star. They may try to make you insecure about certain things. They may try to, whisper in your ear your insecurities. But somehow, you just keep snapping back, bouncing back. Like literally, nobody can get to you. I think that's what this gossip is. I think that part of the gossip is like either people that know your past and are like, how the hell did they recover from that? Or people that mistreated you. They're like, how the hell did they recover from me? I put them through everything. I thought that they were going to be like fucked up forever. Nope. They messed with the wrong one. I'm just saying. They messed with the wrong one. They really did. And I think a lot of them are realizing this in hindsight. They're like, ugh, didn't see this coming. And I think it just leaves those people that mistreated you with a lifetime of guilt and shame. But I think that's their karma. I don't think that's anything that you have to feel bad about. I think that's naturally just their karma, is to feel that sense of guilt and shame and to see you glow up and to see you accomplish your dreams, to do greatness for this world. That's those people's karma. Because you're unstoppable. You're literally unstoppable. No matter how much the odds are not in your favor and the odds look, dismal, it's like the odds are not great, you still overcome. You still are successful. You still are this machine. Like literally, machine. Like you are crazy. You were like a human on steroids. Like And like literally, like you are literally so powerful. So powerful. That's your legend. That's your freaking story that people are talking about. I feel like people can't shut up about the fact that you are this powerful. Like, I think that a lot of people are in disbelief a lot of the time that you're this powerful of a person because it's not something you see every day at all. Let's go on to that Queen of Swords now. Please and thank you, Spirit. Can you clarify that Queen of Swords for us? Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Anything else for that? Queen of Swords, please and thank you. Anything else for that Queen of Swords? Please and thank you, Spirit. You are too funny. Spirit, you're so funny. I love you. Okay. Hubba, hubba, what? Oh my goodness. Lovely. Okay. Clarifying that Queen of Swords. We got 4 of Wands. Nice, nice. 2 of Cups. What? So we got the 4 of Wands and the 2 of Cups, clarifying the Queen of Swords here? To remind you, the Queen of Swords is all about having maybe a sharp tongue. Again, with that tongue. People talking about your tongue. Anyways. You know, boundary setting, clear communication, honest, quite intimidating at times. This all sounds like it would make you maybe not the most ideal partner, right? Just based off of societal expectations. Nope. It makes you a perfect partner in the eyes of a lot of people. I think a lot of people are attracted to you. I think people are attracted to your more shadow side, and I think maybe this is how your shadow part comes out, is through you being maybe even brutally honest at points with other people, having that clear-cut communication without any flounces and flowery ways of speaking. Straightforward, truthful, honest, definitely. Maybe blunt. Like it. People like that side of you. I think they like your sass. I mean, clearly they do. People literally want to be with you and they see you as a soulmate, and that's part of like the gossip on the street is like it, especially if they see this side of you, your spicy, saucy, sassy side. They're like, ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. I think people fall in love with you when you're like that. Which is hilarious because I don't think that's your intention at all. This is so funny because it literally feels like, this literally feels like you may see it as like, I don't know, like this is so interesting. It's like, you're like, oh, okay, now here comes the shadow, like get ready. And then people are like, oh, they're so hot. And you're like, wait, what? I think it's because it's such a rare quality for people to have, that honesty, that straightforwardness, because there's a certain confidence that comes with being straightforward. There's a certain confidence that comes with being honest and a good communicator. People literally want to marry you. They want to be with you. They think you're their soulmate. They think that I'm getting literally the message, like that is the only person that can handle me. Because you won't take BS from anyone. And it's so hot. I'm just saying. People might even think you're their twin flame. Like literally, like people might actually be obsessed with your shadow side. I'm just gonna say it. Like your shadow side is very attractive to people. And Honestly, I think a lot of people talk about you because they're saying, like, I might be in love with this person. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. I think that people, like, especially after they speak to you, they're like, I might have just met my soulmate. Like, what was that? Or, like, am I in love with them? Like, because you just have such a powerful energy and you're just like, and you're especially memorable. Like, I don't think people can, that's probably a whole nother message. Just like, people never forget you, literally, even if they try. Just so freaking funny. And then we have the Five of Wands followed by the Knight of Cups. And I feel like this just goes to show you even more so. I think when people see that side to you, they are conflicted, especially if you're like attacking their ego, or, you know, maybe you're saying something that the other person doesn't want to hear, or, you know, whatever. I think they're like, okay, ouch, but also I'm kind of in love with you. Like, literally, like, people might have like that part of themselves in which they're like, my ego is hurt, or ouch, that kind of hit me where it hurt, but then they're like, my heart my heart beats for you and only you. Like, that's literally what I'm getting. People literally probably are like talking about how obsessed they are. People are definitely talking about how conflicted they are when they see that side of you too, because it's like part of them wants to hate you, I think, but they can't. Like, you're so incredibly likable that people just fall in love with you. Like, people honestly feel devoted to you. Also, the last card that came out to clarify the Queen of Swords is the Queen of Swords. So, like, literally a Queen of Swords sandwich here. Like, you... Well, first off, I think that talks about, like, how this is, like, your energy. Like, you're supposed to be embracing this energy and you're supposed to be embodying this energy. So, like, definitely don't feel bad for being in the Queen of Swords energy. It feels like it's definitely necessary at points. And it's very much like how you're supposed to be presenting, you know, when you feel like it's necessary. Like, follow that intuition. If you feel the need to speak honestly, speak honestly. If you feel the need to be clear cut in your communication, be clear cut in your communication, that kind of thing, you know? Because, like, the people that are here for you will be here for you, and the people that aren't will simply just not want to deal with it and they'll go away. So, like, that feels like it's exactly where you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be a truth teller of some sort. And also, you're probably supposed to be known as a communicator. I think, and that's why I keep getting that YouTube channel idea. I feel like I'm talking to at least one person out there that wants to do a YouTube channel but is afraid to. Please do it. And that's only if you feel called to do it. Like, I'm not trying to force anybody to do anything that they don't want to do. This is if you already feel a calling to it. Because your words, the way in which you speak, is significant and other people need to hear it, what you have to say. I also feel like because you're going to be more honest, truthful, authentic in those moments, that's what's going to bring in the people that truly are here for you, that are truly here for your authentic self. And everybody's going to fall in love with you. Like, just straight up. People are going to fall in love with you because I think, honestly, especially in our society, honesty is hard to come by. And I think that it's rare, unfortunately. But you're honest, you're real, and I think that causes people to go crazy over you. People are literally upset. I think you probably have a million people out there talking about how they think you're their soulmate. They're picturing marrying you, devoting their life to you. Because you're just such a special light. And they especially love your honesty. They love your bluntness. They love when you're clear cut in your communication, straightforward. It's schmexy. I'm going to try and censor that word, schmexy. It's very schmexy to them. Yeah. Yep. yeah. Yeah. That's literally all I'm getting from that. Ooh. And actually, now that I'm saying that, a Knight of Swords, Knight of Swords at the bottom of the deck, I think people get really excited to talk to you. And it's because of, honestly, all of these qualities that you have. You have so many beautiful qualities that are insane. Also, bottom of the deck was Five of Pentacles. I actually see this as when you're in this honest Queen of Swords energy, some people, their ego gets really hurt. You know, especially if you communicate that you don't like somebody, this is how they feel. Like, even if you're just like, hey, I don't really like you, that is devastating to the person that you're talking to. I'm just saying. You have the power to make people feel like this. And I honestly think that you may know that, and that's why you are selective with the words that you use at times, and that you try very hard to be a kind person. You try very hard to be feeling, because you don't want most people to feel like this. I mean, if they deserve it, then they deserve it, you know. If they're in that Five of Swords energy, they definitely deserve this. Let's just say that. But yeah. So some people probably hate when you're in that Queen of Swords energy because they're insecure and maybe their ego is very fragile. Their sense of self is very fragile. And so you simply speaking the truth devastates them. And maybe they can never emotionally recover. Oh, no, the drama. Actually, I feel like there's some people from your past that still talk about, in a very bitter way, they talk about how honest you were with them. Like, how dare you tell the truth? How dare you read me and tell me these things that I don't want to hear about myself? How dare you? How dare you speak the truth? That's literally what I'm getting. Some people from your past are so dramatic. Oh my God. They deserve it. Especially if they treated you like that. Like crap. They deserve it. Bye-bye. Anyways, I think that's the hot goss on you, the collective. I really hope that you enjoyed this reading. I hope that it resonated. If it resonated, feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you subscribe, you can become a part of the Hive Collective, because my name is Bee. Bees live in hives, and you can become an honorary bee like me, and we can be a little bee family together. And if you like my readings and you'd like to see more, be sure to click that bell icon down below so that YouTube actually notifies you next time that I upload. And thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate you, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.